option.
It's just very,
Stoffel.
very close. Very close.
Stoffel, come over. How's it
Hey,
going,
man.
mate? Good to see you.
Good to see you. How's it going?
Yeah, can't complain. Are you ready for 45 plus 1 questions?
I am ready.
Okay, well, we'll start it off. Simple. What's your name and who do you race for?
I am Stoffel Vandoorne and I race for Mercedes EQ.
And where are you from?
I'm from Belgium.
What's a good thing about being from Belgium?
Waffles, fries, mayonnaise, ketchup, all the good things. Chocolate, I forgot chocolate.
All food related. There we go. So what's the best thing in your opinion about racing in Formula E?
Racing in Formula E, I honestly love the competition. I think it's super close and every weekend is a little bit of an unknown. So I like just the mindset of going into the race weekend where you know if you do a good job you can just, you can fight it out at the front end. It's sometimes a little bit frustrating as well because it's sometimes very variable with the way the qualifying groups are working, but at the same time it keeps the championship super close together and yeah, it's just very exciting to be part of it and for the fans as well.
Now you race with the number 5, right?
I do.
Why number 5?
To be honest, number 5 was not my decision because both of our cars have, so I'm number 5, Nick is number 17, and the 5th letter of the alphabet is E, and the 17th letter of the alphabet is Q, so Mercedes EQ.
Okay.
That is the only reason behind it. But to be fair, I actually like the number 5. I've raced with it in the past, and I've won championships with it, so it got some pretty good memories for me.
Nice, okay. What were you doing before you came to Formula E?
I was racing in Formula 1 with McLaren.
And what can you tell us about your time in F1?
F1 was very different than Formula E. Obviously, as a kid, I always, it was my target to be in Formula 1, and yeah, I'm just grateful to have had the opportunity to get there because not many people have had the opportunity to drive Formula 1 cars.
So coming from a Formula 1 paddock to a Formula E paddock, what are the differences there?
The Formula 1 and Formula E paddock are very different actually. What I like about the Formula E paddock is that everyone is kind of super close together. Everyone is kind of mingling together. There's a lot of drivers hanging out with each other, which in Formula 1 is quite different. It feels like everyone is more in their own corner, and you're just a little bit further away from each other. So the atmosphere in FE is quite cool. Everyone is quite friendly. But the moment we get on track, the competition is super hard. So yeah, it's a good combination.
What would you say has been your most important lesson since joining Formula E?
Probably to never give up, because Formula E is really some of the most unpredictable racing, and sometimes when you're down in 15th, 16th, you think the race is over, but in Formula E the race is never over. You can always recover. Things always happen towards the end of the race when the energy management comes into play. And I've had a couple of examples of that. Valencia, I was basically last and then got back onto the podium. So just shows never give up and anything is possible here.
What's it like racing for Mercedes?
Racing for Mercedes is great. I think it's a great manufacturer. They've obviously have a lot of experience in any racing they've been doing before and always been competitive. So I feel lucky to drive for such a competitive team, and they have the F1 side where they've been super successful, and now in Formula E we're starting to be very competitive as well. So it's a good opportunity for me to be at the forefront.
What about your teammate Nick de Vries? What's he like? Does he keep you on your toes?
Nick and I, we have a good relationship. I mean, we've known each other for quite a few years. We speak the same language, and I think we have a pretty good team spirit. We're both, very competitive when we're on track, but at the same time we're, quite productive with the team as well, off the track. So I think in Formula E that is something very important to improve the performance.
Okay, and what else do you get up to outside of Formula E, like other racing, for example?
I'm actually quite busy this year. Also reserve driver for the Formula 1 team with Mercedes, so traveling to quite a few of those races as well. And then I'm also racing in endurance, in the World Endurance Championship with Jota. So yeah, different type of racing, endurance racing, long distance. Actually, you know, on the other car in the team we have Antonio Felix da Costa, so there's a bit of healthy competition there as well.
So when did you start racing? Like, when was your first, let's say, competitive race?
I started racing when I was 6 years old. Obviously in go-karts, it was for fun in the beginning. But my first competitive race must have probably been, yeah, around 7, 8 years old or something. It was just, yeah, with junior drivers, young kids, but pretty high level indoor karting, and yeah, just enjoyed it a lot, and the rest is history.
What's an interesting fact that might surprise people about you?
I don't know. An interesting fact that might surprise people about me. I'm not actually quite sure. I think people don't often see my angry side, and I think, you know, I'm usually people think I'm not so emotional, but sometimes in the heat of the moment, when when emotions are actually running pretty high and the racing gets quite tense, I can sometimes freak out a little bit, and then I go quite aggressive against my engineer. But yeah, it's nothing personal. It's just, I guess it's normal in the heat of the moment when the racing is so intense to just be passionate about what we're doing.
I'm in the wall! Okay, copy. If you can't continue, just park the car in a safe position.
What sort of music do you listen to?
I'm terrible with music, to be honest. No one likes when I'm putting the tunes on in the car, but I listen a bit to everything, to be honest. Dance music. Yeah, I don't really have a specific type of music. I just, you know, I go on the fly, and songs I like, I just add them to my playlist.
I'm not going to ask you for your favourite movie, but name a movie that you like.
I like the Shawshank's Redemption. I think it's definitely one of my favorites. And to be fair, lately I haven't really seen any good movies. So any recommends, please give them up.
Who would play you in a movie about your life?
Oh, about my life?
We're thinking appearance, but also, you know, someone that can really get your character.
Leonardo DiCaprio? I don't know. Maybe it's more of me that wants to be like him, you know, but yeah, anyway.
Nice, okay. Are you a coffee or a tea person?
Definitely coffee person.
How do you have it?
Usually I would have double espresso, but yeah, every now and then flat white as well.
What about food? What's one of your favourite meals?
Some of my favourite meals, I mean, I like food in general. I kind of like every type of food. I think my favorite food is probably Japanese, so yeah, kind of fish related, sushi. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Are you the kind of guy that works really hard with very little play, or plays a little bit more than he works?
Probably a mixture of both, to be honest. Yeah, I do work hard off track, and I think actually a lot of the racing drivers in the paddock, they do, and it's something that people don't often see what happens behind the scenes. So there's a lot of work being put in, but once we're at the track, we've got to play it cool. You know, we got to look good, got to look cool, and yeah, just try to impress the others.
But at the same time, it's important to, you know, have some fun, let your hair down every once in a while.
It's important to have a life besides the racing as well. I think you know, we're all very committed to the sport, to what we're doing, towards our teams, towards the racing, and we take that very seriously. But at the same time, you got to understand that there's life next to racing as well, and yeah, it's important to acknowledge that, and to optimize and find the right balance.
Now you can choose 3 Formula E drivers for a dream night out. Who are you choosing?
Dream night out. So I'm probably choosing Mitch Evans, Tom Blomqvist, and Nick Cassidy.
Oh, that sounds like a good time. You've raced against some pretty great drivers in your career so far. Who would you say has been your biggest rival?
I think one of the years where, you know, the fight for the championship was very intense was in 2012, when I was doing a Formula Renault 2 liter, and I was fighting it out with Daniel Kvyat. yeah, I think it was a super close year. We were basically winning. You know, if I wasn't winning, he was winning, and if he wasn't winning, I was winning. So the championship got decided in the last round. I managed to win it, but yeah, just the whole season as a whole was very intense.
Who would you say is your sporting idol?
I don't necessarily have a sporting idol, I would say, but I do admire, you know, all the greats in the different sports, because to achieve greatness is requires a lot of effort, a lot of talent, and I just have a lot of respect for successful people.
What sort of hobbies do you have outside of racing?
Hobbies outside of racing, actually investing. You know, I'm quite interested in like the financial markets and stuff, and I follow that stuff quite closely. It's kind of taking my mind away from the racing a little bit and something completely different. I like to understand a bit about businesses and stuff. So who knows, maybe I've got a future career after the racing.
If you could pull out a highlight of your racing career so far, just one moment that comes to mind, what would it be?
Highlight of my racing career, probably winning the GP2 championship in 2015. I think that was just one of my most memorable years in racing, where I kind of broke all the records in terms of pole positions, victories, fastest laps, and the effort that went in that season, just the reward was very sweet after that. So yeah, that's a great moment for me.
Okay, so you just talked about some of your career highlights, you know, a moment that you remember. What about those that you'd rather forget? Let's say a bad day at the office.
A day I'd rather forget. I think a good one is Santiago, season 5, where I was running P5, I think, and then I crashed in the wall by myself. So yeah, that's pretty miserable days, you know, when you basically make a mistake and you give up a lot of points. That's something that hurt quite a lot. And also last season, season 6, Mexico, I think also running P5 or something, hit the wall with a couple of laps to go. So those are days which are tough, and where you have to hit the reset button and come back stronger.
So you talked about that championship win a little minute ago. Would you say that's your biggest achievement in life so far, or is there something else that pips it?
Hard to tell if that's my biggest achievement in life, but I would say that, you know, having had all the opportunities through my racing career, I feel like that's my biggest achievement. And obviously that doesn't come, you know, by itself. It comes by having the success on track and also having the right people behind you that support you at the right time. And I feel like I've been lucky to have the right support at the right time, and at the same time I've been able to deliver the on-track results, to be able to move through the ranks and to get to where I wanted to be. So I feel like that's probably my biggest success.
Now, if you weren't a racing driver, what would you be? And when I say that, I mean sky's the limit. You could be anything.
Oh, I get asked this question a lot, and it's so difficult to know what I would actually be. I think I would probably be an architect or something. Nothing related to motorsport. I mean, my dad's an architect, and you know, it's thanks to his job that I got into motorsport, to be honest, in the first place. But I've always felt a bit creative with drawing and stuff like that, and it's something I enjoy. I like interior designs. I like to see those things and design little things. So probably in that area.
What's something that people don't necessarily know about life as a racing driver?
I think they don't know all the traveling, the work behind the scenes that comes with it. Usually people, they see us at the racetrack, and they see us performing, basically doing practice, doing qualifying, doing the race, standing on the podium if you have a good day. But they don't see what you have to do behind the scenes, like all the simulator work, all the traveling, the media, the PR days, and that takes quite a bit of energy as well at the end of the year. So So yeah, probably the behind the scenes stuff.
A bit of a different question now. Do you have a party trick?
Party trick? Oh no, I don't have a party trick. No.
Maybe this year you can find one.
Huh?
Maybe you can try and find one.
Yes.
Would you say you're a dog or a cat person?
Definitely a dog person.
What's your idea of the perfect vacation?
Perfect vacation. Good beach. I don't know, somewhere summery with a good group of friends, hanging out, not thinking about racing, having a few drinks, and just having a really good time with your friends.
What would you say is your go-to karaoke song?
I don't often do karaoke, so I'm probably not the right person to ask.
How long does it take you to pack for a race?
Packing goes quite quickly, to be honest. For me, I always try and pack as light as possible. I hate having to wait for my bags at airports, so I always, whenever I can, I try to go hand luggage. I don't have to take my own team kit, so it saves me a lot of space in my bag as well. And when we're at the racetrack, I don't really need that many normal clothes, so I try to pack as light as possible.
What sort of racing rituals do you have on a race weekend? Anything that you always do?
No special racing rituals, to be honest. I think it's just about being relaxed, about having all the information on board, and nothing particular. I always get in the car from the left-hand side, but that's about it.
Is there something that you tell yourself every time before you get into a car? It's like a mental thing to kind of prepare you for what's about to come.
No, I don't really talk to myself that much. I think what I do tell myself is that I trust my own talent, and that whenever I think everything needs to flow naturally, and that is the most important thing, is to remind yourself that we've done this over and over again, and it's about repetition. It's just doing the same thing again. Don't put any extra pressure on yourself, and then the result is coming automatically.
What sort of wisdom could you give to someone who wants to be a racing driver? I'm sure you get asked this question a lot.
Keep believing in yourself. I think that's one of the main things, to trust your own talent. And like I just said, I think when you do that, then the results will come automatically, and just don't waste any opportunities. They will come eventually.
Home stretch now, last few questions. What's your favourite circuit in Formula E?
My favourite circuit in Formula E is Rome. I mean, I've been fairly successful there. I had my first podium in Formula E there, and I had a victory there as well this year. So it's a circuit I enjoy a lot. For me, it's a real street circuit, very tricky, very bumpy, and a big challenge. So I like it.
Favourite circuit in the world?
Ooh, favourite circuit in the world? My home track, Spa-Francorchamps.
I thought you might say that. Somewhere that you've never raced but you'd really like to?
Somewhere where I've never raced but I would really like to. It's definitely somewhere far away. I think probably one of the IndyCar circuits or something that look quite crazy. Probably like Road America, Road Atlanta, one of those. I think they look pretty cool.
What excites you most about the future?
The unknown. I think that's kind of exciting to not know what the future holds.
And finally, why should people watch Formula E?
Because it is the most competitive series, the most unpredictable series, and hopefully because I'll be winning.
Amazing. Thanks for your time, Stoff. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Cheers.